What's going on, everyone? This is Rocky with Atlanta Music DJ. DJ Rocky here. So I want to go ahead and review our Chauvet Eclipse RGB. It is a red and green blue LED with a red and green laser that does come out of it. Now right here you have the flat screen. This flat screen is where our laser comes out of. It says a warning right here on the top. Caution, Class 3B laser radiation. When open, avoid exposure to the beam. It's very important. Let me go over that in just a second. Our second fisheye lens here has the red and green blue LED. Okay, now you see right away it has a nice strong little handheld mount. You can mount it from hanging or standing. It's a nice flat surface right here. It has two nice good handheld screw knobs for the back. Very important thing about this, as you know right away, is that the laser is something you do not want to point at people. You don't want to point it in people's eyes. You don't want to look at it, and you don't want to point it towards people. It does have radiation, and long exposure to it is not really good for you. There is a warning in here as well too. There's a law stating that it must be at least a 9-foot clearance above your guest's head. You want to go ahead and make sure it's a 9-foot clearance from the ground, above 9 feet from the ground up. So you want to go ahead and point it on the walls. You want to make sure that you have that clearance. And most importantly and safely, you could just point it to the ceiling where you should be pointing it. Alright, so we'll go right ahead to the back. You have your XLR out, in. We have our control panel. Menu, up, down, enter. We have our mic. We have our IRC out, power in. And right underneath here is your power on. Okay, so we're going to turn that on. And most importantly, our safety hook. Turn that on right away. There is a little bit of a sound coming from it. Once you turn it to, let's say, auto mode, you can kind of hear a little bit of a sound hissing from it, and that's a little bit of the motor that's running. There's a couple different motors in there. So once you turn the unit on, it's going to actually go directly to auto slow mode, auto fast mode. You want to keep clicking until you get to this one right here, your 3 digits, and then your number. Go ahead and put it on number 1, control. Okay, we're going to hit enter until it turns off. Actually, we can't because we have to turn it on our controller. So let's go ahead and turn on our controller. We're going to be using, in order to set or program this to give your starting night effect, you have to make sure that you use the Obey 10 or above. The Obey 3 or 4, the 4 or 5 is not going to work for this. It has to be the Obey 10, the Obey, I think there's a 20, a 40, and a 70 or something like that, and above. Okay, turn the unit on. Right away you just press enter, and then it's going to set to the numbers. I already did this prior, so that's why it's set once it read our Obey 40 connected. Okay, we'll come right over here. Now I'm going to tell you, so I won't go back and forth from the camera. This is channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then right over here it was page 1 of those channels, and this is page 2 at the bottom. I'm going to hit this button, and you notice that button just switched. That's going to be page 2. This is going to be very important because I'm not going to run back and forth with the camera to give you a headache. I just want to explain those things really quick. Alright, so right away we're going to click fixture 1, which is what we have it on. Channel 1 scrolls through our fast, different sequences, as you can see. Okay, going up and down, and you hear that little sound coming from it. That's the motor of the screen that's running through. There's 2 different motors in there, and it's for the laser and one's for the LED. Alright, so in this tutorial we're just going to go ahead and demo the Starry Night effect with the Chauvet Eclipse, and also using our Obey 40. You want to use the Obey 10 and above to do this programming. Alright, so first of all, what you do right away is you go ahead and turn this off. Alright, you come over here. We're going to hit program. Click program 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. You hold it down until you see that light. Program light turns on. Come down over here, and you want to hit the blackout. It's going to turn on, but for some reason the Chauvet representative said make sure it goes on, and there it is on, and then hit it again, make sure it goes off. So now we're off on its program. So it's programming, it says go ahead and program. So we want to come over here, and we're going to do number 2, which is going to give us our oops, I'm sorry, before we do that, once we hit program, we blacked out, we come over here to fixture 1, where we set it in the back of the unit, O1, click on it, click on it, and we're going to go to 2, which is going to give us our lasers, and right away you see your red and green lasers, okay? So we're going to go ahead and set it to the green, okay? Again, our whole purpose is to get the Starry Night effect. These others do stuff, but I'm just going to stick with what channels we're working with, okay? There's 2, and we're going to go over to 6. That's going to scroll over, that's going to give us the screen that's going to scroll over our layers to give it a twinkle effect. And there it is. That's the twinkle effect I'm looking for. Not too fast. We want to just slow it down just a hair so we get just a little bit of a twinkle effect. Alright? And it's kind of a slower twinkle effect. And that was 2, and that was 6. And we're going to page over. I'm going to hit the button, and there the light changes. So now we'll go all the way back. And this first channel here is going to show our blue. We take our blue all the way up, and it just pulsates. Well, the sky doesn't pulsate like that, so we obviously want to slow it down until we can get it to a good reading, which is, I think, right about there. That'll be a pretty good reading right there. Okay, so there you have kind of a Starry Night effect. And we've programmed our Starry Night effect. We're all done. We want to come right over here. We want to hit MIDI add, which is right underneath program. You want to click MIDI add, come over to your scene 1, click scene 1, and what you may not have noticed, but I'm just showing you for tutorials, this whole screen will flash, and all these lights will flash, and there'll be 1 quick second of a flash, and you've set your scene. You have set up your scene. So now you can channel everything down. Okay, you can turn off your fixture light. Okay, and then what you can do is you can actually turn it off in the back, turn off the entire obey, okay, which turns off your fixture. Now let's go ahead and turn off our light and give you a better view. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the obey again. Okay, there we go. We've turned on the obey. Alright, and I'm going to go, you may not be able to see this, but I'm going to go ahead and hit scene 1, which is the scene we just created. And there it is. We've created our Starry Night effect for the customer that requested it, and we put it up to the sky, and there's the twinkling lights and your blue sky, and there's your Starry Night effect. This is DJ Rocky with Atlanta Music DJ. Please love and respect all people and all things living. Take care, guys.